Hey, good afternoon or good morning, whenever that you're watching this. For those of you that I haven't had the opportunity and the honor to meet, my name is Rich Claypool. I'm a retirement specialist, insurance broker, have a certified financial planner on our staff, and I'm a agency owner with a company called Experior Financial Group. I personally have been in the industry for over 31 years, and a lot of you I've met through our our giveaways, or maybe we come out to your school for one of our nacho bars, or maybe I met you some other way. But guys, what I wanted to do today is I wanted just to send you a quick video of kind of what we do when we sit down with people. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen because, see, I believe most people sometimes they get scared or intimidated or just think somebody's going to sell them something when they sit down with a financial professional. I promise you this, that would be the last thing that I would do. My job is to educate you on what's important to you. And most people, their retirement and their PRS is the most important thing. So, when we sit down with people, we just have this little presentation that we go through and we just ask people, how well do you understand your TRS, right? And most people, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10, how well do you know? And I'll tell you, most people are probably average about a 5. So let's just talk about that for a second, okay? Is number one, 8% of your paycheck is coming out every single month, not voluntary, involuntary, goes down, sits into an account in Austin that gets a whopping 2% a year, right? Even historically, inflation does about 3%. That means you're already behind the 8 ball by 1%. Number two is, what tier are you in? There's 6 different tiers. Do you know which one that you're in? Because each one has a different criteria of what you need to do to be able to retire. Now, guys, if you don't know, because you have an account, right, with TRS, but maybe you have not gotten online access. Think about having a checking account, right? You can have a checking account, but maybe you don't have online access yet. Just Google log on to my TRS and the link will pop up. And if you've never logged on before, you can set that up. If you have logged on, you forgot your password, you can reset your password. Next thing that we go over is, most of you are under the rule of 80. There may be a few that are under the rule of 90, but it works exactly the same way. It just means that you have to either have 80 credits or 90 credits. So really, to figure that out, it's your years of service that you've been under TRS. Now, some of you maybe you came from another state like California, for example, and you're like, okay, how does that really affect me? That's something that I won't go into today, but that's something that we could talk to one-on-one. But basically, your years of service. So let's say you have somebody who's been teaching for 10 years, right? And they're 33 years old. They came right out of college. They have 43 credits. Well, 43 minus 80 is 37. So every year you get 2 credits, one for your age, one for your years of service. So you would need another 18 and a half years of service by age 62. Okay. So the next thing that we talk about is, how much money will I have? Now, we have a proprietary software, which I'll show you here in just a second, that will calculate this. But I like to actually write it out. Like when I'm sitting down with somebody, either face to face, maybe at their school, maybe at my office, whatever the case may be, I actually write out how this works. So you take your years of service times 2.3. That's the multiplier that TRS has. So let's say you taught for 30 years. 30 years times 2.3 is 69. So that's 69%. Now, for you math majors, you know that there's another side of the formula, right? You're like, hey, 69% of what? So then what you have to do is look at your top 3 or top 5 highest salaries and take an average. So just for mathematical purposes, let's say somebody's average is $50,000 a year. Now, I'm sure most people on here are making way more money than that. That comes out to be $41.66 a month. Actually, $41.67 if you round it. Well, $41.66 times 69% is $28.75. That's the amount of money that you're going to get. And my question is, can you live off of that? Okay. So most people say no. So that's where we go and we show them our proprietary software where we can actually calculate everything that they're doing. Okay. So let's say we have somebody who has 9 years of service, right? Their projected 3-year average salary, say, is 56. By the time that they retire, let's say it's going to be 75. And they're like, hey, listen, Rich, I want to retire by at least age 68. Okay. Retirement age keeps going higher and higher. One of the reasons is because our cost of living keeps going higher and higher, right? So, she was born in 84. She has 9 years of service. She's 41. So she kind of started teaching, midway through her 30s, right? So she has 27 years left. Her total years would be 36 years. So her multiplier is 82.8%. Okay. So if she's making, when she retires, 75,000, her pension would be 46,000. That's still a $28,000 a year reduction. How many of you can live on, that less money? Most people cannot. We're used to living on 100% of what we make, and that's what we try to do. So we break it down on a monthly because that's how you get paid. That'd be $62.50. That after that's what you were making before you retired at that 75,000. Now you're only making 38.64, right? That's a 23.86 shortfall. So what we show people how to do is, with our investment calculator, she didn't have anything set up, so she started to put $250 a month away. And if that's all she put away for the next 27 years at just a relatively conservative rate of return at 6%, she's going to have an account over $200,000 by the time she retires. And if we just draw 7% of that, because she's still getting 6 up here, so she'll only be losing 1%. There's another bucket of $1,176, right? So now where her shortfall is now basically down to about $1,200 a month. Okay. Now people say, well, what if I can't afford $250? Well, guess what? This is where we do a paycheck analysis. And so we just showed her she's actually married and she was claiming single with 0. And so after we showed her how to change her withholdings to be correct based on her situation, right? When we did that, at putting $250 a month away, was only going to be $75 less per month on her take-home pay. So guys, this is what we do. And then once we have those numbers, then we kind of go into our next step, which I'm not going to go over that today. But hey, listen, we're all about showing you how your pension works, making sure that your withholdings are correct, and then showing you a way where you can save money for today, but you can also deduct it off your taxes today, or we can also set up Roth accounts that are after tax dollars. Okay, guys, we're here to be a resource, and if we can help you, if you just like to have a review, it costs nothing. We're not going to try to sell you something. We're just going to educate you, show you what you have, and say, okay, is this the best option for you for where you're at? I don't care if you set up an account a year ago, 5 years ago, or 10 years ago. It's always good to do a review. The one thing that I promise you is this: we don't set up an account and you never hear from us again. We are going to be that person that's going to continue to review your accounts. We'll come to your school every single year, and you know that you can always reach out to us, and we'll always reach out to you. So guys, have a great day. Thank you for all you do for our children, for our community, and God bless. Take care.